guys, it's Leigha. Obviously, you're watching this video. Maybe I shouldn't start with it's Leigha, but yeah, I'm just gonna. Hey guys, it's Leigha. Let's just continue. Um, Today's topic is going to be a difficult topic for me to cover. Uh, and the reason why it's difficult for me to cover is because I'm calling somebody out in the art commentary or someone that's involved in somewhat art commentary community and regular commentary. They've had a controversial past with regular commentary folks. They like to battle with Pie Girl a whole lot. And they've recently been exposed by, they've been exposed with some predatory behavior and very disgusting behavior. The person that I'm talking about is Blair Television. I blocked them, so they're not able to see me. As soon as I saw this thread, I had to block them. They are a YouTube creator. They've existed in the commentary community longer than I have. So they've been here longer than me, but like I said, they've had a controversial past, very dramatic past. They've I would say they've had this years and years long worth of fighting with Pie Girl specifically, or drama with Pie Girl specifically. And it just ended up being just horrible. Pie Girl did horrible things to Blair, but Blair also did horrible things to Pie Girl. Now, what Blair is currently being exposed for is super predatory. It's disgusting. It's nowhere near to what other people have done on the internet. I've called people out for less. And this is just to see this kind of interaction happen on the internet is just super alarming to me and concerning. So on a few days ago, this thread was brought to my attention by Alex. And the reason why this thread was brought to my attention by Alex is because Alex had posted a call out tweet on Blair. And I'd seen that call out tweet on Alex's Twitter profile. And then I saw this thread that he had quote tweeted. And this thread was made by the account of @BlairBad. And it reads this. Thread, Blair TV @BlairTelevision's disturbing behavior. And then it goes, Blair TV sent LollyCon and ShodaCon two people. She at once denied that she had sent it all, and at another point claimed she was using it to bait people, yet there's clear evidence of her doing this. So this is like for sure primary evidence of what is being shown on what Blair has done in their predatory behavior. So let's look at the evidence. So on December 5th, 2023 at 8:03 p.m., Blair TV DMs Ika and says, should I just dump lolly porn in here? I'm sure that'll discomfort you a ton. Then Ika says, your attempts to discomfort me are amusing. Then Blair TV says, I'll do it. Don't test me. So I read this kind of conversation as intimidating and threatening in nature. I wouldn't be okay with this kind of conversation happening. I'm completely appalled as to why Blair thought it was like a great idea to do this. And then here's another conversation of Blair on March 21st, 2024. So just fairly recently. It was about a month ago. Blair says, saying total weirdo shit, for instance, just to see if it'll be leaked to confirm my hypotheses. Then Olivia says, so that's why you sent her Shoda porn, LOL. And then Blair says, LMAO. Then Olivia says, and to be honest, did you really get naked in public park and come on the sidewalk, LMAO? Then Blair says, sometimes you got to be creative in order to survive. So this is someone confronting them on their or Pie Girl confronting Blair on their predatory behavior, and Blair is just downplaying it. So that's a good example. This is Blair sending inappropriate images, and you can look to see this on Discord by looking in their media tab. So it's clearly inappropriate messages or inappropriate images. It looks like to be Shoda or Lolly. Absolutely disgusting. Like you can clearly tell this is Shotokan or Lolly. I'm gonna assume it's Shotokan, but you can definitely for sure tell this. There's no guessing as to whether it's Lolly or Shoda. That's for sure it. And then someone is searching DMs by the term Lolly, and this is Blair's mentioning of Lolly. You told her more than just the Lolly related point. Then have you come up with a way to back out of your unfounded Lolly accusation? Then what if the Lolly does she have or then what of the Lolly? Does she have evidence of that? Why did you even mention the Lolly thing like it actually did happen? So it's another downplay. Then the Blair bad adds, Blair became sexually obsessed with a dead person. So I'm not quite sure what this is about, but let's continue to read. Ika says Blair is in love with Asher. Then Pi or Olivia says, wait, who? Then Ika says, Asher, my dead ex who committed suicide. Then Olivia says, oh, what? How? Then Ika says she's attracted to them. Then Olivia says, that's fucked up. Like, it seems somewhat insulting even to be attracted to a dead person like that. Then Ika says she's been trying to get me to tell her more, and the more and more about our relationship. Then Olivia says, what signs do you have of her being attracted to Asher? Then Ika says, literally admitting it. So then this is the proof. So then very likely Paige, I'm assuming it's another account that Ika owns, says, I hope they don't commit though. Also want to see another photo of Ash. Then Blair says, yes. Did you send it? Did you send it? I vanished. She must have meant it vanished. Then very likely Paige sends a picture of their face and it's centered clearly. Then they say the right part is censored because it somewhat doxes them. Then Blair says, oh my God, they're so pretty. Then Paige says, yeah, they're definitely cute. Then Blair says, hear me out. And then Paige says, go on. And then Blair says, you should introduce me. And then very likely Paige says, I probably would have if they didn't, I don't know, if you let me introduce you as my girlfriend. Then Blair says, yeah, the three of us could have done something together. Then on April 10th, 2023, so just a few days ago, or like about 2 weeks ago, Blair says, yeah, the three of us could have done something together. Then very likely Paige says, like, and then Blair says, I don't know. Very likely Paige says, I think they did cosplay once. I don't remember though, but yeah, they were really cool. Sad they're gone. We could have a threesome, and then I roll, and then Blair says, yes, please. Then Blair adds, and by the way, if she were around, I would have asked her. Then Paige says she. Then Blair says, sorry, LMAO. Then Paige says, who are we talking about? Then Blair says this. Then Paige says, oh, unironically. Then Blair says, yes, unironically. Then Paige says, how would you have addressed that? Then Blair says, I'd have to ask you to introduce me and spend time while being friends before popping in the question. And then Paige also says, or adds, all right. Then Blair also says, yeah, shame they're gone. They seem like the type of person I'd look for any excuse to talk to. And then the thread adds, this is continued sexual obsession would communicate cumulate. Oh my gosh, I'm stumbling on that word. And Blair desperately asking a friend of the deceased to send nudes of the person despite the fact that they can't consent. So then this is a video of their DMs. We'll make it bigger so you guys can see. I want to go shot by shot. So Blair says, he. I'm thinking about Asher's naked body, to be honest. Again, Asher is the one that has passed away. Ika says they would take a liking to you. Then Blair says, haha, you think so? Then Ika says, yes. Then Blair says, I'm very attracted to them. Then Ika says, you must love them. Then Blair says, maybe I do. I'm also really, really horny. And then it shows the proof of the Discord ID. So it is actually BlareTV. And it also shows the date. So that date was Wednesday, January 10th, 2024 at 2:02 a.m. when they were screen recording this. And then that's the end of the DMs. Let's go to the other video. And the other video is the continuance of the conversation. So it's Ika says, you're okay. Be honest with what you want to do with them. Then Blair says, everything, but I just want to see them. I'm so curious. I've shown you enough tonight. I'll give you something if you do 2 somethings. And then Ika says, like, what? Then Blair says, another older photo from my upper body and a new photo of my penis. Then Asher says, for Asher's nude. Then Blair says, yes. Then Ika says, no, it's not worth it. And then that's the end of the DMs. It's another proving, or this is another recording proving that the Discord DM is actually them. So it's actually them. This is actually Blair. This isn't fake or anything. Let me get out of here. This is absolutely disgusting behavior. Then Blair says, then Blair Bad tweets, Blair's relationship issues with her ex-girlfriend Paige, including Paige catfishing Blair, led to deep-seated feelings of revenge that she acted upon. For an example, in a video Blair planned to create that she had intentions to publicize Paige's docs. I completely disavow this as well. I do not support doxing. By the way, let me see if I can zoom out. Okay, so I guess the DM is just cut off. So someone, I'm assuming this is Blair saying this. By the way, Paige, or someone, I don't know. I can't tell if this is Blair or somebody else. Then Ika says, what happened with Paige? Then Blair says, when my second video releases, you're telling her family what she really is. Then Ika says that would mainly consist of her mother. Then Blair says, still. Then Ika says, I'm not sure where or even who her father is exactly. I met him once and never again. Then Blair says, and in the script, I will make her docs very easy to look up. what is this? Then Ika says, why? Why? I'm curious. So that's the claim. Then the Blair Blair Bad account adds, in February, Blair's hatred of Paige escalated to coercing her friends for nudes under the threat of her nudes being leaked and then under the threat of sexual assault. Ika is an IRL friend of Paige, which makes the threat of hurting her and SA very serious. So then let's look at this screenshot. And it's Ika or Blair responding to Ika. You're right. I don't think I've considered that before. Then Blair says, let's add her back. Then Ika says, all right. Then Blair adds the ex-girlfriend of Blair, so very likely Paige. And then Blair says, if you want us to forgive you, you will have to do everything we say for the next month. And if you disobey, the timer resets. Understand? Then very likely Paige says, okay. Then Ika says, this is going to be fun, right, Dove? So this is for sure intimidation. And this comment right here kind of comes off as blackmail-y. I'm going to blackmail you if you don't listen to me. And that's disgusting. Absolutely disgusting. Then Blair says, take off your clothes. Don't do it, or do it now, Paige. Then Paige says, wait, Dove. Oh, okay. And then Blair says, are they off? And then Paige says, I am in my panties. Then Blair says, take a photo of your breasts and send it right here. Then Paige says, and then Blair says, now you don't want to disappoint Ika, do you? Then Paige says, I don't want to disappoint either of you. Then Ika says, do it, Paige. Listen to her. Listen to us. Show us your breasts. Don't let us down. So this Ika person is also disgusting, and I completely disavow this conversation. Like, this conversation is for sure uncomfortable to go over. Absolutely disgusting behavior. Then Paige says, but Ika, I don't want to do that. Then Blair says, too bad. I guess you don't want Ika to forgive you. Then Paige says, this isn't about Ika, you whore. And then this is the proof that it's Blair. And then showing Ika's Discord profile. Then very likely Paige. So it's confirming these people are actually legit. Then Blair says, too bad. I guess you don't want Ika to forgive you. Then very likely Paige says, I don't want to disappoint either of you. Then Ika says, do it, Paige. Listen to her. Listen to us. Show us your breast. Don't let us down. Then Paige says, but Ika, I don't want to do that. Then Blair says, too bad. I guess you don't want Ika to forgive you. Wait, where'd it go? And then that's the end of the conversation. Oh, no, it's not. Then then Paige says, this isn't about Ika, you whore. Then Blair says, then what is it about then? Then Paige says, it's about you two. Then Blair says, what do you mean? Then Paige says, I don't want to disappoint you two, but I don't know if I want to show my boobs. Then Blair says, we've already seen them. Then Ika says, yes, do it, Paige, or else. This is definitely quid pro quo. Do not like this stuff. And it's for sure predatory. Then Paige says, and I'm going to assume that these are all adults. I don't know how old Paige is. Maybe Paige could possibly be underage. I'm not quite sure. I would love to know how old these people are. Then Paige says, or else what? Then Blair says, we'll start leaking the pic we have. Then Paige says, to who? Then Blair says to everyone, do it now. So that's the claim of revenge porn. It's the threat of revenge porn, which is disgusting. Then Paige says, but I look bad. Then Blair says, do it. If you disobey, the timer resets and you'll never win our forgiveness. Then Paige says, why do you want to see me naked? Then Blair says, because you lied about your body. You lied about your body and we want to see the truth. Then Paige says, one picture. Then Blair says, good girl, send it. Can I leave real quick? Then Blair says, you can leave after you send it. The pic is a little old. Then Blair says, do it. Send it, Paige. You have 2 minutes. Then Paige says, hi. Then Blair says, repost it. I saw something. Then Blair says, repost it and we will let you be for now, okay? We want to see for longer. Good girl. Did you crop your face out of it? Then Paige says, no, just my body. Then Blair says, uncrop it. Then Paige says, but it's barely anything. Can I please leave now? I just don't understand why this person just doesn't, like, there's a block button. You can just leave. There's no asking. I don't get that. Like, I ran into that stuff with the Rosa Ray Ramsey situation where Rosa doesn't realize that they can just leave a Discord call. And I wish this person, Paige, would also realize that they can just leave. But I guess they didn't realize it. Then Blair says, no. Then Paige says, I just want to work. Sad face. I just want to work. Then Blair says, you want to know why? Then Paige says, uncropped. Then Blair says, that isn't you. Your breasts are smaller and there isn't a mole last I check. Then Paige says, I'm just uncomfy showing my body. Then Blair says, fucking dirty liar. Then Paige says, I'm not uncomfortable. Then Blair says, I don't care. I tried saying no. Or Paige says, I tried saying no. Then Blair adds, Ika, tell her, is no an answer? I couldn't say no when you manipulated me for nudes by pretending you were someone else. Why should you get the privilege of saying no? This is very Machiavellian kind of thing. Then Paige says, no, I just don't want to. I'm sorry. Then Blair says, not even for Ika. I guess you don't really care about her. Then Paige says, I do. Then Blair says, you're a catfish. That's why you've been, that's what you've been for years. Then Paige says, I'm just really uncomfortable. They must have meant really uncomfortable. Then Blair says, we're going to teach you not to be one. Ika wants to see your breast, and if you refuse, she'll come to your place and undress you and photograph them herself. Then Ika says, correct. I don't even know why Ika is just like going along with this. This is just disgusting. This is degeneracy at its finest. It's disgusting. It's predatory. Like, I'm legit concerned. Then Ika says, correct. You will do this whether you like it or not. Then Blair says, if you don't take 5 pictures of your breast before the end of the day, we will hurt you. Then Ika says, you have no control. Paige, stop pretending you do and give us what we want. Then Blair removes Paige from the chat. Then it's added, Blair would defend what she did and somehow deny that she threatened sexual assault, which is in the DMs, yet confirmed the same DM is real. So then this is Blair stating on 3/21/2024, I lied to Ika in June of 2023. Paige did that shit to me. The threat stripping me of my autonomy, all of it, it hurt, and I wanted to show her how I felt. Then this is Olivia, or Pie Girl, confronting Blair. that says, just to confirm again, you think that revenge is an adequate justification for threatening Paige with sexual assault? Then Blair says, no. Then Olivia says, then, then what's your justification for it? And do you admit, oh, and you do admit you did threaten sexually assault Paige? Then Blair says, I didn't. Then Olivia says, so DMs are somehow faked, including her clicking on your PFP profile, lol. Then Blair says no. So the fact that Blair on top of it is just lying and saying, no, I never said that, when there's a clear example and primary evidence out there that shows Blair actually saying it, is absolutely like disgusting to me. It kind of pisses me off that they just go and just freaking lie about this, and they think they can get away with it. Also, Blair has had a past where they kind of just like, if something is done wrong to them, they kind of take it to the extent where they do much worse, or they get much worse in doing horrible things to people, and they think of it as like a justification, all because something bad happened to them, or yeah, or they were manipulative, or they were manipulated. And I get like an eye for an eye kind of stuff, but this is like far worse than an eye for an eye. This is, I don't like what you did to me, so I'm going to do far worse to you, and you're just going to accept that. Like, no, there's no level of entitlement in this world that gets you or permits you to be like this with other people, especially when they have wronged you. This is beyond an eye for an eye kind of stuff. This is evil. This is malicious, and this is absolutely disgusting. So I have a huge problem with this. Then Blair says, or then the Blair Bad account says, Blair said that she wished Paige was raped, and edited videos of Paige, including one of her at 17, on top of the videos of men masturbating. So then Ika says, unrelated, I found this, and it's a screenshot of Blair. Back made the video way longer. Check it. Then Ika says, interesting. Then Blair says, I wish that slut got R-worded. Don't you? It's absolutely disgusting that Blair says that. Then Olivia says, I'm guessing the censored bits are nudes of Paige. Then Ika says the censored video is of two black men ejaculating over normal videos of Paige showing off her clothes. And then Olivia says, oh, what? Then Ika says, well, it's not ejaculating. Well, not ejaculating to the videos, but ejaculating in general. Then Olivia says, why the fuck? I'm just confused. Then Paige says, Paige was 17 in one of these videos. So she didn't send the video of Paige to the men, but she edited videos of men jacking off over a video of Paige. Then Ika says yes. So then this is the screenshot in question. Yeah, this is the screenshot in question that Ika sent to Olivia, and it's clearly like this is censored out porn, and then in the middle is Paige showing off their clothes. Oh, is it a video? No, it's not a video. I got confused. Never mind. So then the account also adds, Blair also sexualized Paige's real sexual assault, which according to Paige made her very uncomfortable. So then this is a video. Hold on. Pause it and slow it down. Blair says on November 23rd, 2023, because you love my R threats and you love it when I mock your loneliness and SA. those men that assaulted you in the alley, did they take videos? Not gonna lie, I'd love to meet them. Then Paige says, I don't think so. Then Paige says, why, or asks why. Then Blair says, to further degrade you, we'll talk about how much of a dirty slut you are, and then I'll send them your nudes. Then Paige says, and what would they possibly do with that information? Then Blair says, nothing. It'll just make you cry and cry your pretty eyes out. Then Paige says, that's all you care about, huh? And then Blair says, to be honest, yeah, he. Or he. I think this is like a clear indication of Blair being sadistic in nature and has like this sadism kind of fetish going on in their life. It's an unhealthy fetish. And I'm deeply concerned for this person. Very concerned. This is very troubling and very disturbing. And this person probably shouldn't be around other people if they can't control their sexual urges. So then Paige also says doing stuff that'll emotionally affect me negatively. Then Blair says, yup. And then that's it. That's the end of the screen recording. Then this is another screenshot. And it's of Paige on January 1st, 2024. And it's Blair saying on November 23rd, 2023, because you love my R threats and you love it when I mock your loneliness and SA, those men assaulted you in that alley. Did they take videos? Not gonna lie, I'd love to meet them. Then Paige says, this made me really uncomfortable. It would make me uncomfortable too. I feel uncomfortable just reading it. This is absolutely disgusting behavior. Then the account adds, perhaps the most irresponsible actions of Blair has done relates to her handling of CP. Blair has a hobby of finding CP to report it. She explains how this came about in DMs here. So this is Blair explaining on January 1st or January 25th, 2024. Blair says, it was August of 2021. If you can recall, this is back during Dream's big era of prominence. And with it came an absolutely psychotic group of fans. I was adjacent to the community dedicated to rooting them out, exposing them, sometimes reporting them. This specific time I had been told to report one account that had been rather creepy around minors. Going through their associates, I found someone reposting actual CP. To my memory, the girl can't have been older than 13. After reporting it, I went through the user's likes and found more. This had been 400 images and videos in there, and over excruciating hours, I tasked myself with reporting every last one of them. I asked for help from the aforementioned people within the week, and at least the account that liked all of the imagery was taken down. That was when it began. Over the fall, occasionally myself and some anti-Dream guys tasked ourselves with reporting the content if we ever found our way into that side of Twitter. Maybe happened once a month, but I'm not entirely sure. After that, one MCYT gimmick account got outed in 2022. The group disbanded, and it was it was just me and one other guy. I did recall the last reporting we did being February 26, 2022. Over the rest of the the rest over the rest of 2022, occasionally I'd I'd go looking, usually to no avail, but on rare occasions, I found my way into edges of Twitter. I began reporting them. I began studying how they operated so that they wouldn't be elusive to me, and it was very rare and infrequent. I'd sometimes I'd say a few times between July 2022 and January 2023. Then Blair also says after January 23 or 2023, I deleted the alt I was doing this on. Twitter wasn't the best for me at this time. As you could guess, I spent most of my time on the video until September of 2023 when reporting the kicked back in. It had been a while, and I guess I wanted to make some stupid herder check out this CP LOL I like kids joke with Paige. This is or the ones in question had come from minors that had posted them. The two of us had a common game of saying and doing fucked up things, trying to outdo and shock each other. After that, I gave Paige several accounts, some that had been up for weeks, and had asked her for help taking them down. When I woke up, all of them were gone. I wouldn't be shocked if Paige didn't show that to you. I referenced this a few more times. Paige sometimes, or a few more times to Paige, sometimes about writing long paragraphs to minors as if they sometimes post themselves, saying, I know what being in this position is like, but you're further hurting yourself and you're going to regret this. No one else would really say it to them. Other times I referenced it. I did the whole these minors kind of bad LOL, but I assure you, not one of the accounts saw much sunlight after I got them. Over the autumn, I had made an NSFW account really just to interact with people. But after realizing how much pedophilia has infected NSFW spaces online, and especially after logging out of my main following my video, the account became more dedicated to reports. I reconnected with a friend who ran a reporting server, and sometimes asked her for advice and tell her things I started going after. Around this point, I started going after Discord servers, which are 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 gargantuan problem in comparison to Twitter. That's when I found it. On Twitter, there's lots of different sub-communities and types of CP that pedophiles love consuming, but none of them are prepubescent. On Discord, some of those fuckers have no minimum age. I saw a lot of extremely messed up things, and I went to which more extreme methods to get them taken down. But one thing sat with me in particular. It was a video of a toddler being R-worded while screaming and crying. It stands to date the most disturbing thing I have ever seen in my life. I've never felt more sickened by anything. I realize a lot of things just from the people that engaged with it. I learned so much about how pedophiles attempt to rationalize behavior deep down, feel guilt for what they do, but not enough guilt to stop consuming, fantasizing, and eventually committing these atrocities. Everything each of the sub communities the nonchalant titles they give them, the terms they use to hide them, the fact that they're getting off to CP, even everything just clicked. And I really thought about how I'd aided in that by showing that content to Paige, though I had been under the impression I deleted it up until a few days ago. I felt disgusted with myself. So I want to pause right here because I have an issue with with Blair doing this. Like if Blair is legitimately trying to report these videos or these interactions that they've had or these pictures that they've seen of actual CP, then why would they make the joke with Paige to do like a shock value joke? Like that's absolutely disgusting. If you feel morally if you feel like you're morally incorrect or it's an unethical thing to do to even consume this kind of imagery or this kind of content, then why would you make a joke with it, with the same content, and be okay with it? Like that's just as bad too. And that's pretty shitty that freaking Blair thinks it's okay to do this. This like actually really pisses me off. After that moment, and with nothing else to do except, or then Blair says, after that moment, and with nothing else to do except write the script, reports happen multiple times a week, and one of my New Year's resolutions was to at least weaken the rings on Twitter and Discord. Then you came along. At first, I was angry that you and Paige would misconstrue my intentions as predatory. And while I do believe her lying about the context and your biases against me had a part in it, I kind of set myself up for that perception. I beat myself up really hard over it, and Ika can attest as she'd seen it. Just earlier this week, there were days where every bit of free time was spent reporting and eventually crying when no progress could be made and no accounts could go down. Make no mistake, I hate them. I hate their downplaying, their short-term gratification, their lack of care, the codes that they use to justify their actions. I hate seeing a video of an 11-year-old girl and seeing the accounts with Gooner in their username retweet them. I hate the entire bunch. I was absolutely foolish with what I said to Paige, and it was completely unacceptable of me. I did not enjoy the content. I have dedicated so much time trying to clean up the site, and there's so much time trying to atone for what I have done. And I will continue dedicating myself to cleaning up the site after this conflict is done. That's my piece. Sorry for going all long-winded on you. So I have an issue with that statement as well. Like if Blair's taking it upon themselves to like clean up the site or report all of this information, like why? You should just report it and just leave it at that. Don't make it a personal goal of you. Don't try and take this on as like you be the hero of twitter.com. Like no, why are you putting that kind of pressure on your shoulders? I find it suspicious and I do not like it at all. So then the Blair bad account also adds, there's evidence that Blair wasn't intending on removing the accounts, so it shouldn't be assumed that she was searching for the CP for bad reasons, but the problem lies with how she handled it, the presence of sexual gratification in reporting. There is no CP in these videos, so I'm going to play the videos. So it's Blair typing in caps, pedo. Let me pause it. Blair typing in caps, pedo. Then Paige says, no, I'm not 18 yet. I'm still a teen. Then Blair says, a 15-year-old girl or a 15-year-old Twitter girl pics incoming. And then Paige says, no. Then Blair says, bah, ha, 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 pedo. Then Paige says, what the fuck? So what I think happened here was that Blair posted the CP in a private conversation, the CP that they're supposedly reporting in a conversation with Paige as shock value. Again, like my main issue is like, if you're reporting this stuff, why are you using it as shock value or like edgy jokes or like this isn't even edgy joke kind of stuff. This is absolutely disgusting behavior. I don't fucking understand why Blair thought it was okay to do this. But just the mere fact that they're doing this is just absolutely disgusting and fucking predatory. This really pisses me off. Then Paige says no. Then Blair says, baha, pedo. Then Paige says, what the fuck? No. Then Blair says, I win. Hey, pedo. Then Paige says, no, I'm not a pedo. Then Blair says she was hot, right? Like, what is wrong with you? What the fuck is wrong with you? If you're taking a moral and ethical stand against CP on Twitter and Discord, then why are you copying and pasting said images that you have a problem with, that you are reporting yourself in a private conversation? And then also saying the comment, she was hot, right? What is wrong with you? What's wrong with you, Blair? Like, you have a severe lapse in judgment. This is absolutely fucking disgusting. I'm not okay with this. This is gross. Then Paige says not. Then Blair says 7, in my opinion. Then Paige says her tits are too small. Her physique is also mid. Like, Paige, you're also disgusting too. Like, what the fuck is wrong with you? What is wrong with you guys? What's wrong with you? Then Blair says her tits are small. Then Paige says, I mean, yeah, but it doesn't fit well. Then Blair says, imagine unironically rating CP. So it's adding the unironically. Like, this is a serious factor right here. Rating CP. So you're like blatantly admitting this. Like, what the this is disgusting. I am concerned. You shouldn't be left alone with children. Then Paige says, we're doing that right now. Then Blair says, this is so fucked up. So you guys both acknowledge that this is fucked up. You know it's immoral, and you know it's unethical, yet you still fucking do it. And you think it's okay. And then you expect us to believe now that you're getting called out by this bad Blair account, now that you're getting called out, you expect us to believe that you actually had the genuine charitable action of reporting the images when you're having conversations like this. God, this is disgusting. Absolutely disgusting. I completely disavow this. This person, BlareTV, I don't really believe in deplatforming people, but absolutely should be deplatformed. This is disgusting. We should definitely stop. So then that's the end of the screen recording. And then this is another one. Then Blair says, this bitch is cute. Maybe we can, this N-word is 14 posting Twitter nudes. Degen, let me find it. Here, R-word. And then it's a screen, it looks like a screenshot that's censored. It looks, what I'm assuming it's a nude. Then Blair says it's a boob. Then Paige says, it's just a girl with a sweater on. Then Blair says, you can see the nipple. Then Paige says, no. Then Blair says, fine, what about this one, R-word? And that's the end of the screen recording. Then the Blair Bad account says, Blair sending CP to Paige and Ika, who were 18, is extremely irresponsible. But the largest issue, okay, so there were 18. But the largest issue was Blair sexualizing the CP. She searches for to report it, putting into question her motives. Blair says on 12/22/2023, so this is fairly recent. This is like a year ago, more than a year ago. Reporting NSFW Discord servers for revenge porn and CP. I did that once. Then Blair says, I saw a video of this guy coming. It was cute. Age 14. Then Blair says on 11/7/2023, you said your mom was single. LMAO. I can't believe I made you rate little girls. That was actually really fucking funny. No, none of this is funny. None of this is funny. What makes you think this is okay? Okay, that's an actual nude. I bet you that's an actual nude. Then Blair says, I bet you like it, you perv. Then Paige says, I don't. You're the perv for looking up CP. Then Blair says, I'm the one who's reporting it. So much for not liking it. Then Paige says, exactly. Then Blair says, hear me out, though. Like, I don't believe you. I don't fucking believe you. I do not believe you where you say, Blair, you say that you're reporting the images. No. I don't care. No. You're not. I don't care what you say. I don't care about your justification. You are copying and pasting that said picture and sending it in a private conversation to another degenerate. What the fuck is wrong with you two? What is wrong with you? Not okay. This is disgusting. Then Blair says, there's another screenshot, and Blair says, and I've reported probably 100 accounts in the past 30 days alone across many platforms. I don't believe you. I literally do not believe you. You copy and paste said imagery and make fun of it behind the scenes. Disgusting. Absolutely disgusting. And then this is the end of the thread. Blair, like, you're fucking done. You had a bad past with Pie Girl, and I was sympathetic towards you with the stuff that happened when your nudes were leaked when you were a kid. But you doing it in return and making us get the assumption that or having us wanting us to believe that you are doing this to purge the PDF files of Discord and Twitter and report the imagery, but then you're copying and pasting said imagery in a private conversation, and you're sitting here making fun of it behind the scenes, makes you an absolute degenerate and disgusting and predatory person. I would start to wonder if you're a PDF file. What is wrong with you? You didn't want that stuff being done to you, so then why are you doing it to people that don't even know you? Why are you doing it? Why are you further doing it to minors? Copying and pasting CP in a private conversation as if it's not revenge porn. What the fuck is wrong with you, Blair? Deplatform yourself. Like, you're done. I do not want you to contact me anymore. You're blocked on all of my social media. You are a disgusting piece of shit. I am showing this thread to Jessica Pizzle and pointing out to Jessica Pizzle that I am not okay with you being around. This is disgusting. Deplatform yourself. Absolutely gross. So then to add to it, Spondyle says, I saw this as well. Spondyle says, looking at 17,000 instances of CP, but nodding disapprovingly between each click, so the FBI knows I'm against it. And then, like, this is Spondyle clearly being Spondyle, okay? this is Blair in their private account because they've privated their accounts and their accounts since being called out on this. They're quote tweeting themselves and they say, Blair says, "It is my destiny to annihilate the pedophiles and gooners of Twitter." Then Blair says, "Real talk, I've taken down about 17,000 individual pieces of CSEM material so far. Teamed up with some friends to do it. It's completely fucking destroyed me, but I don't think I'll ever fucking stop until I reach 100K. But it's okay for you to take some of these photos of the individual pieces that you saw, copy and paste it in a private conversation, and then make fun of it and actually rate the victim in the CSEM image. What is wrong with you? What's wrong with you? Like, this is disgusting. I'm concerned. There should be no children left by you, left around you. I'm legitimately concerned. What is your problem, Blair? What's your problem? You need to figure this out because this is absolutely disgusting. Absolutely disgusting. You are a predator. 100% a predator. I don't support this. This is disgusting.